He was Vicur, the Baskerville family's loyal hound, now seeking revenge. Vicur's, loyal to his family, was wrongly accused of colluding with demons. He was sentenced to death by guillotine, a grim end to his supposed betrayal. Vicur made a decision before his demise. From the depths of despair, Vicur's rage manifests, fueling his bloody intent. Waking up in a crib, Vicur is stunned and confused. Where is this? He wonders. His senses return, yet his body feels foreign and weak. No way is this. The familiar cries of a baby fill the air near the Baskerville estate. Amidst the cries of newborns, a sinister figure looms. These insignificant brats, he remarks with disdain. Hugo surveys the newborns with a sneer. There aren't any special children here. Hugo scoffs at the quiet newborns. Inside the crib, Vicur's eyes burn with hatred. I'll remember you, Hugo. Hugo orders, move the children to the cradle of swords. Servants reply, yes, patriarch. Inside the crib, Vicur's eyes glow a menacing red, fixated on Hugo's image. Vicur grits his teeth, visualizing Hugo's older self. Hugo Le Baskerville, he seethes silently in his crib. He's sure now, Vicur Van Baskerville has regressed to when he was a baby. Born into a poor environment, he trained relentlessly, a hound devoted to his mission. Vicur spent his youth doing the family's dirty work, striving for acknowledgement. After the gate to the demonic realm opened, humans fought and became victorious. Vicur reflects on the circumstances surrounding his execution. There was one reason why I was being executed. Vicur clenches his tiny fist, remembering his past life. I will never live that life again. Vicur thinks being moved to the Cradle of Swords is a good opportunity. The Cradle of Swords awaits, where Baskerville children face their first trial. The babies are thrown into the Cradle of Swords, a maze of deadly trials. The Styx River awaits, turning children's bodies to iron. There's a limit to its power, one must reach it first. A voice echoes, you need to head straight out of the helix-shaped wall of blades. Vicur remembers the Styx. It will be different this time, Vicur resolves amidst those who cast him into the trial. I will monopolize the Styx River's blessing for as long as I can, Vicur vows. Vicur plunges into the Styx River, determined to claim its power. The water seeps deep into my body and bones through my cuts, Vicur realizes. To think a great start makes such a difference, Vicur grits, enduring the Styx River. Servants yell, young master, come out, you'll die if you stay any longer. Then someone laughs. Someone asks Barrymore how much time has passed since he got in the river. One servant comments, 7 minutes, he might die. Another replies, patriarch. Hugo calls out, son, you may come out now. Vicur thinks, not a chance. I need to absorb as much as I can until the end, Vicur thinks, struggling to stay submerged. He coughs violently underwater. Vicur struggles against the Styx's power. I must endure it, he thinks, gritting his teeth in pain. Vicur's coughing up bubbles reaches his limit in the Styx River. Vicur's small hand clenches. He withstands the pain, determined to stay longer. Hugo is surprised by Vicur's tenacity. Look at this kid, he even drank it. A servant holds the dripping wet baby. It's young master Vicur Van Baskerville, Hugo mutters, Vicur. Hugo smirks, amused by Vicur's resilience. It seems a very greedy son has been born. Vicur seems to enjoy the show. Vicur thinks, right now I need to sharpen my canines silently. The Baskerville family will disappear into history, Vicur vows, full of vengeful determination. Vicur Van Baskerville, the bastardized son of Hugo, showed his talents at only 8 years old. He was considered a genius but only ordinary among his Baskerville family. At 20, he was sent on dangerous missions. The Demon Clan invasion marked the start of Vicur's arduous journey. At 35, he slaughtered monsters relentlessly. But the reward for Vicur's hard work and loyalty was far from pleasant. But fate offered him a second chance, a regression back to his infancy. Awakening in a dimly lit room, Vicur realizes he's in a nursery. As Vicur lies in his crib, he realizes he has absorbed the Styx River. I have a better starting point than before. Someone sighs, placing a strange box near Vicur. A maid wonders why it is there. No one would give me, a bastard, a present, Vicur thinks to himself. Vikier spots a chest and a large snake slithering towards him. That's. Two bloody mambas emerge from the chest near Vikier crib. Did she send assassins? The snakes hiss, a chilling sound piercing the nursery's silence. Someone wants me dead. Vikier realizes the deadly snakes could harm other infants in the nursery. I have to deal with them. His baby eyes glow red, burning with vengeance. I'll bring them all down. The snakes lunge, mouths wide open, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth, ready to strike at the infant. The next day, the Baskerville family members look shocked and worried about something. The Baskerville family is shocked to find Vikier unharmed, sleeping next to dead vipers. All the nannies on shift were executed. Only the young hound knew the truth of the bloody events. 8 years later. 8 years later, Vikier is sitting in a classroom, eyes burning with dark revenge. The teacher speaks, "Young masters, today we learn about swordsmanship levels." The teacher lectures on the levels of swordsmanship, starting with sword expert, then sword graduator, and finally a solid aura with freely changing forms. The teacher continues, the highest level surpassing all is called sword master. Vikier thinks Hugo was already a sword master back then. He realizes he needs to regain his power before his ceremony. Whispers spread about Vikier's exceptional talent. He trained in the Styx River for 7 minutes. The patriarch will be pleased with Vikier's progress. How many years until I kill Hugo? Other students mock Vikier as they have red eyes while smiling evilly. Hey, garbage van. One of the bullies grabs Vikier's chest and mocks him. Why are you so quiet? The bullies continue, revealing information that is known within the Baskerville family. And strangled 2 vipers to death when you were a baby. Vikier's eyes narrow. I know these guys all too well, he thinks darkly. The bullies known as Baskerville's Trident surround Vikier, their red eyes filled with malice. I don't like you. As a knife is held to his face, Vikier thinks, they will be trouble. One of the bullies holds a knife up to Vikier. Right, he presses. Before Vikier can react, one of the bullies grabs him. 7 minutes in the Styx River, I'll eat my hat. Vikier thinks, I guess it's true that children are cruel. Let's play along for a bit. The bullies continue to watch Vikier train. 3 minutes later, they were still impressed. 10 minutes later, their faces are pale with shock. One bully yells, it was true, as he grabs Vikier from behind. Before the bully can say something, someone steps in. Let him. Vikier looks surprised as he is suddenly attacked. The bullies are sent flying and scream in pain. The bullies' men are shouting, but the words are lost on Vikier as his eyes glow menacingly. Didn't you say you would eat your hand? After the blast, the bullies are silent for a moment. One screams, my finger, writhing in pain. The bullies, defeated, plan to tattle on Vikier to the Baskerville priests. Vikier stares menacingly, his eyes glowing red with Styx energy and fury. Bastard. One of the bullies kicks Vikier hard, sending him flying backwards. Did you forget we're older than you? Vikier, standing defiantly, declares that power and talent overcome age, not remembering their ages. The bully cries out in pain as Vikier stares down with burning vengeance. Let's keep playing. Vikier is in Baskerville, and it's clear that strength trumps age here. Vikier, eyes glowing with malicious intent, is ready to see his plan through. A child screams in pain as a bright light erupts from their head. They may have failed. The 2 boys yell HIGHBRUGH as their friend lies bleeding. Someone yells, you bastard. Vikier, enraged by the outcome of the Styx trial, is ready to strike. Vikier strikes with furious speed, leaving a trail of blood and a fallen child. His friends can only look on in horror. He towers over the fallen child, drawing his sword with a menacing smile. Vikier smiles, towering over the children. I'll be generous and let one of you leave right now. The other child stares down at his friends. You'll have to decide yourselves, brothers. He demands a choice, a sinister grin spreading across his face. His red eyes gleam with dark intent. Terror grips the children as they realize the gravity of Vikier's choice, blood covering their faces. Vikier's actions caused shock and fear in the Baskerville children present. The scene shifts to a window, sunlight streams through the stained glass. John Barrymore reports a bloody incident with the Morgue clan in the Ruby Mines. John asks if there are any further reports. mentioning the juvenile fortress evaluation. A report arrives, Master Vikier has scored the highest on the written exam. Hugo asks when the practical is, in 5 days. The Guardian Knights are gone, leaving the juvenile fortress vacant. John has a report. The Majordomo reports that there was a big fight among the young masters. No one died. Mid-Libero's jaw was smashed, and Vikier left index finger was amputated during the fight. Despite being close, there was friction with another young master. Vikier was the culprit. Despite the fight, Liberos scored the highest on the written exam. Vikier stands in a luxurious hall, a sinister smile plays on his lips. He is determined. The Patriarch notes Vikier's growth. Vikier greets him, he knows about the triplets. Vikier dismisses the medical treatment of the triplets. He is more concerned about their disability of the heart. The triplets' bond is shattered, their combination attack rendered useless by Vikier's actions. Vikier remains silent, unmoved by the accusation. Another questions him, what did I do that was wrong? Vikier, with his glowing red eyes, believes he is stronger. How can the stronger person be wrong? An older man scolds Vikier, asking if he feels any guilt. Vikier smugly replies, they forgave me. The youngest daughter of a ruined family, now a nun, forgave Hugo and offered a mass. Vikier's eyes glow with intensity as he thinks, forgiveness is for the weak. Vikier's red eyes glow menacingly as he thinks, only the strong will reign supreme, weakness is a sin. The Patriarch compliments Vikier, granting him permission to eat whatever he wants. Vikier stretches his hand out and says storage. What could he be referring to? Vikier wants chocolate and thanks the Patriarch for allowing him some freedom. He moves to take it. The Patriarch pats Vikier on the shoulder, telling him to do well on the evaluation. The Patriarch's gaze hardens, don't lose to the direct descendants. Vikier's evaluation looms. Someone answers yes, my lord, to the Patriarch's order about the evaluation. What could it be? The text explains that this is infamous chocolate enjoyed by the Morg clan. A servant questions Vikier's strange demand for unprocessed cacao beans, but Vikier doubles down on the request. The servant questions the beans. As he looks upon the requested unprocessed cacao, Vikier's request is strange. The narrator describes the Morg clan's bloody beans. They are incredibly potent, yet Vikier wants to eat them raw. Vikier holds the bag of cacao beans, a method he has found to get more chocolate. The chef offers to process the beans, but Vikier declines. He will take them raw. The Patriarch wonders if Vikier just has strange tastes. Vikier has other plans, though. In 5 days, the Morg clan's bloody beans will be used for the evaluation. On this day, a catastrophe unlike any other will occur within the Baskerville clan. In this world, the Baskerville family is known as the Berserker family. The Baskerville children undergo a rigorous early education, even from a young age. To survive the harsh environment, young Baskervilles must sleep near monster corpses. This ruthlessness earned the Baskerville family their fearsome reputation. Now, the young Baskervilles face a survival exam in the forest. The young Baskerville heirs gather on the monster-infested Rouge, et le Noir mountain. Pavlov van Baskerville, the shadow dog, lays out the exam's simple requirements to the children. Pavlov explains that survival alone earns 10 points, but disabling opponents or monsters offers more substantial rewards. Fulfilling all conditions gives 90 points, stealing another's badge grants even more. Pavlov reminds them if you die you get 0 points, there are no 100 points. He advises the children to stay in the designated area of the mountain. Pavlov warns the Baskerville children that shadow dogs will be secretly grading them. Someone is watching and grading Vikier. Let's see if he is good. Vikier smirks, familiar with the mountain. Pavlov's words echo, then at the sound of the bell the exam will start. The bell rings loudly. A bell rings out, signaling the start of the brutal Baskerville survival exam. Vikier, already assessing the terrain, knows he must secure an advantage now. A student suggests using a past exam location, while another decides to follow Vikier and steal from him. One student orders others to secure a spot, but one refuses to be bossed around. I'll work alone. As Pavlov watches, he smirks. In this exam, killing others is not encouraged. but it's not prohibited. The goal is to disable, not kill, but the shadow dogs will be watching. Pavlov watches the examinees, stating to keep casualties to a minimum while a cloaked figure observes. Vikir approaches a forbidden area, sparking interest from the shadow dog observer. Where is young Master Vikir going? The observer wonders about his past. The shadow dog is looking forward to Vikir's skills. Was it around here? Vikir confidently states, with the ground being this soft, it'll be fine. Confident in his destination, Vikir wonders if he should take a moment to relax. Someone is watching him. Vikir considers a break, but knows the ruthless exam demands constant vigilance. He carries firewood. Swords clash, a brutal battle ensues between the young Baskerville heirs to claim victory. Vikir prepares himself. A huge monster bears down on him. Meanwhile, another fight breaks out. Vikir relaxes near the cave. Someone is watching him from afar. The shadow dog questions Vikir's actions, doubting the rumors of his genius. Is he hiding? The shadow dog, assuming Vikir is hiding, thinks monitoring him is a waste, but Vikir smirks knowing he's alone now. A voice breaks Vikir's reverie. Leader, cacao beans make the fish smell less fishy. The voice praises cacao beans for making fish taste better. Vikir's eyes gleam at the mention of the bloody beans. Vikir notes that he has finished all the preparations and starts his hunt. A few days later, the scene shifts to a fighting cage, implying significant time has passed. Beyond the fence with its skull and crossbones, Vikir enters the restricted zone. Vikir recalls scouting this area. A burning smell fills the air, confirming that a monster is nearby. Hearing the sound of the approaching monster, Vikir is wide-eyed. It's coming fast. Vikir spots the burning stool and recognizes the monster that created it. Vikir, now facing the source of the smell, recalls unpleasant memories. I am happy to see this. The monster, a hellhound wreathed in flames, rises from the rocks. The hellhound roars, its fiery breath promising a dangerous and deadly fight. A monstrous beast lurks within the fiery depths of the oil world. The hellhound descends, its fiery aura palpable. Vikir recalls struggling against it at 18. Despite being 8, he knows a way a child can defeat a hellhound. The panel reveals a critical piece of information: hellhound's first weakness. Vikir's focus hardens as the hellhound's fiery paw descends towards the boy. Is it true that these hellhounds can only move in a straight line? He pours the liquid, revealing hellhounds can't cross water, no matter how shallow. Vikir pours water from a flask. It slows down the hellhound significantly. The hellhound lunges, exposing a vulnerability common to canine monsters. Vikir readies his fingers as claws, preparing to strike the hellhound's weak point. The hellhound pauses, momentarily confused by Vikir's movements in the water. As Vikir anticipates, the hellhound's eyes burn with fiery rage. It's been slowed but not stopped. Vikir recalls chocolate is deadly for canines like hellhounds. He's got a plan. The hellhound gags, coughing violently. Even hounds of hell can't win against chocolate, Vikir says, smirking. Vikir knows the hellhound's stomach and heart are vital spots but well protected. The answer is to attack the kidney. The hellhound whimpers, sensing the young boy's resolve. Vikir prepares to strike the hellhound's kidney, a fatal blow. The hellhound lets out a final agonized gasp as Vikir strikes true. It's been defeated. The hellhound defeated, Vikir feels power coursing through him, increasing his strength. After defeating the hellhound, Vikir thinks, I will catch up quickly. Vikir imagines Hugo's reaction. I've secured first place in the practical test, Vikir thinks, eyes gleaming. As the hellhound fades, Vikir declares, I've decided what reward I'll take. Then I'll take its head, Vikir thinks with a determined look, plotting his next reward. The hellhound's agonizing roars echo through the forest. Someone is coming this way. The hellhound's roars echo, then a mysterious voice asks, Do you intend on avenging your kind? A voice echoes as the hellhound's head falls. Vikir wields his sword, ready for what comes next. I never plan to only kill one anyway, Vikir declares, facing down more hellhounds. They're scared of a mere 8-year-old's bloodthirst, Vikir thinks, amused by their timidity. The hellhounds would rather die than submit to their prey. Vikir realizes something. The mysterious figure stands obscured, surrounded by a menacing purple aura. Fight my monsters. Another hellhound emerges from the shadows, its eyes glowing with menacing intent. Another beast descends. A Cerberus, Vikyr exclaims, realizing its danger with a risk rating of A+. Vikyr is surprised that the mysterious figure's summoned Cerberus is already bleeding. Huh, it's bleeding. Vikyr notices arrows and wounds on the Cerberus, implying a prior struggle. Was someone trying to hunt it? The barbarian tribe's silhouette is shown as they say, if it came all this way, being chased. Vikyr recognizes the situation and declares, this is my chance, I must kill it. Before becoming an adult, Vikyr had already reached sword expert, using the Baskerville third technique. Vikyr leaps forward, Baskerville's third technique flowing through his sword. The Cerberus is in for a rude awakening. Baskerville's third technique collides with the Cerberus. Sparks and energy fly everywhere. Vikyr prepares to face the wounded Cerberus, but ominous energy descends upon it. Vikyr prepares his blade, channeling his power. I can do it, he thinks, ready to strike the Cerberus. Vikyr's attacks are working on the injured Cerberus. This won't be too difficult for him. The Cerberus slams into Vikyr with immense force. He is sent flying. Vikyr lowered his guard for an instant. The Cerberus uses that moment to attack. Vikyr is sent flying. His body crashes through the air, taking damage from the surprise attack. Vikyr grunts as the Cerberus' powerful blow sends him crashing down hard. The Hellhound lunges forward with supernatural speed towards the unsuspecting Vikyr. The Hellhound claws at him, but Vikyr quickly moves out of the way. Vikyr coughs up blood. The Hellhound's attack clearly landed despite dodging. The title card appears, Revenge of the Iron-Blooded Sword Hound. His eyes widen, a mixture of surprise and anger flashes within him. He's slumped against a tree, wondering if he lost consciousness from the attack. He clutches at where his left arm used to be, a pained expression. Vikyr thinks, realizing he knows what the Cerberus is after. The Cerberus is wounded, but something stopped it. Is it the river Styx's effect? The Cerberus howls in pain, exclaiming hooray for the river Styx. Even though the Cerberus is suffering, Vikyr thinks, but the damage is still remaining. Facing a difficult voyage, an experienced hunter finds a way through the situation. The Cerberus, despite its bravado, realizes its best option is to flee. Vikyr grits his teeth, annoyed about his injury hindering him against the Cerberus. The Cerberus laments its condition, while Vikyr plans an escape from the restricted area. Vikyr recalls a safe place he has prepared and reaches for it with desperation. If I can get there, I'll win. Vikyr sprints away from the Cerberus thinking, but if I'm caught, then I'll die. Panting, Vikyr thinks, where is it? It should be around here. Stumbling through the forest, Vikyr thinks, somewhere. Suddenly, he sees the place he's looking for. Found it. Vikyr grits his teeth and thinks, just a bit further. He sprints with determination. Vikyr pushes himself forward, the Cerberus looming behind him, closer than before. Suddenly, a mysterious figure commands, now, as they stomp their foot. A shockwave explodes as Vikyr is flung away. The Cerberus continues its pursuit. The Cerberus, with a resounding soar, dives towards Vikyr with its massive claws. The Cerberus is momentarily caught off guard, giving Vikyr a needed reprieve. Vikyr is sent flying from the shockwave with a gasp of KUGH. Above Vikyr, a voice booms, welcome to the cradle of swords, Cerberus. The Cerberus lunges, teeth bared, ready to tear Vikyr apart with its claws. Vikyr realizes he's about to use the trap he prepared for capturing Cerberus. The Cerberus, engulfed in the trap, doesn't realize the spears are poisoned. As the Cerberus falls into his trap, Vikyr grins, you're not dying instantly. Vikyr unleashes a powerful kick infused with mana aimed at the Cerberus. Will it reach him? The mana-infused kick blasts the Cerberus, sending the beast flying backwards. The Cerberus snarls aggressively, ready to unleash its fury on its prey. Vikyr suddenly thinks of something as he prepares to finish off the Cerberus. The monster's body pulses with power. 5, a deep voice ominously counts down. The Cerberus counts down 7, as it readies to attack Vikyr. The Cerberus inhales a KGHA, and Vikir sighs in relief. Phew. Vikir thinks exactly 7 steps. The rumors were true. He looks determined. The Cerberus lies defeated, its blood pooling on the ground. Is it really over? The spear he just tossed is laced with bloody mamba venom. 7 steps is all it allows. Vikir remarks, good thing I hid it when I was younger. Vikir's hand glows with mana, thinking, anyway, how am I going to carry this back? The poisoned Cerberus lies dead. Vikir reflects the wooden spears will be his witness. Vikir realizes something else I must do. The Cerberus was guarding its dungeon. Vikir is close to the Cerberus dungeon, a place of hidden treasure. Vikir smears Cerberus feces. I can avoid fighting weaker monsters. He continues onward. The ground is a mess of dried soil, footprints, and drool. I will backtrack it. Vikir walks forward, determined to get the hidden treasure within the dungeon. Relief washes over Vikir as he stares into the dark entrance. I found it. This is the Cerberus dungeon. Vikir recalls being in this exact place before his regression occurred. He enters the dungeon thinking, I can sense the mana underneath the rotten surface. Vikir enters the dark dungeon thinking, I'm certain it hasn't been cleared yet. I don't see any light. Vikir smirks with sinister intent, his red eyes glowing. I guess it's deeper than I thought. Vikir walks into the dark dungeon thinking, I wonder what treasures are inside. Vikir gets ready. He can hear the footsteps approaching in the darkness. He notices veins of ruby minerals connected to red all mountain. Light. The sudden brilliant light stings his eyes. Is that the entrance to the dungeon? Vikir wonders. Vikir falls deeper into the dungeon, towards the pulsing ruby light below. The dungeon is bright, lit by a ruby imbued with mana. Vikir wonders, surprised. Vikir sees a skeleton slumped against the wall, splattered with dried blood. Someone was here before me. Vikir examines the skeleton. Stab wounds and old bloodstains cover the floor. It's been a while. Next to the body, Vikir finds a note and studies the handwriting. A Baskerville. The note reads, I write this so future generations don't make my mistakes. The note continues, revealing the dungeon is legendary to the Baskerville family. A message etched into the stone speaks of a long and arduous assignment, 3 years. Vikir figures that the final assignment must be close by. It must be this. More words are written on the walls in a strange, elegant script. When entering, it's one. The Baskerville sibling and the author contemplated this ominous text forever, agreeing on a single conclusion. The author of the note explains twins were once one, but then divided at birth. 2 figures stand ready with blades drawn, glowing eyes filled with determination. A surge of energy erupts, signaling a sudden change in the dungeon's atmosphere. Is this the trial between twins? The writing details a grim conclusion. After a fierce battle, one twin killed their brother. There was no change. The final message before the trial reads, so why couldn't I take the treasure? I killed my brother. The author warns, after regret, it's best to leave immediately. Nothing good comes of this place. Vikir thinks they came all this way and left empty-handed. I don't have a twin. Vikir reads, the assignment is the same despite the fact I don't have a twin. The skeleton's presence is a reminder, there's no dungeon he can't beat. As Vikir continues forward, he spots a massive skeleton. Ah, he says, pausing in the room. Vikir smirks, I see Cain and Abel were unlucky, he muses ominously. The Baskerville member couldn't solve the puzzle together. A dark passage gives way to a bright stone chamber. The note mentions something about entering as one, becoming 2 in the light. A voice echoes through the room. This is when the stone chamber's final stage will open. Suddenly, a voice echoes, revealing the trial's purpose. The answer is shadow. Vikir smiles menacingly, his eyes glowing red. He is ready to face the trial. Before him stands a mysterious sword, glowing with an ominous crimson light. Is this the relic of the Devil's Den? The stone chamber reveals a new message. Only Baskervilles can claim Beelzebub. Vikir exclaims, Beelzebub, is that where it originates from? He recognizes it from a childhood picture book. Before Vikir, a monstrous fly with crimson eyes appears, a Beelzebub from ancient legends. A message appears, revealing the next horror. the devil's holy constellation, the Seven Calamities. To stop the Seven Calamities, the seven families' heads joined forces. The monster before him was the gluttony Beelzebub. Its demonic energy lured monsters to the Baskerville lands. It's an old legend but true, the demon clans took this blade. Vikyr takes Beelzebub, but that won't happen in this life because it's mine now. Glowing letters hover around a sword bathed in crimson light, a final trial. Vikyr screams in pain, surrounded by a vortex of crimson energy. Cuke. Crimson energy surges into Vikyr's hand. It's as if his veins are glowing with power. The blade's made from a devil's holy constellation. I lucked out getting Beelzebub. Vikyr holds Beelzebub, a dark promise echoing, much stronger you'll be in this life. Vikyr finds nothing of interest in the stone chamber. I guess I will head back, he says, his eyes glowing crimson red. Vikyr senses a disturbance, asking, huh? He readies himself for battle. Vikyr is disoriented, exclaiming, what the hell, I'm dizzy, no, I'm hungry. A strange sensation grips his hand. A booming voice echoes, cutting through Vikyr's confusion. Are you asking for something to eat? Vikyr's stomach growls intensely. He questions if his sense of smell heightened. I smell delicious. Vikyr is shocked and wonders aloud, there's something to eat over there, following his heightened senses. Looking down, Vikyr realizes this is the corpse of the hellhound I killed. Vikyr realizes he's absorbing the hellhound's blood through Beelzebub, feeling his insides returning to normal. Vikyr sighs, I guess it's been starving for a long time. He fears Beelzebub's hunger will dry Rouge et le Noir. How much to feed this bastard? With a whir, Beelzebub's crimson energy intensifies as it continues absorbing the hellhound's blood. Beelzebub's title, Glutton of Flies, appears. Its first ability, Hemorrhage, is charged with the hellhound's essence. Vikyr asks if this is Beelzebub's inherent ability. It is said Beelzebub can absorb opponents' skills into its own. The narration warns that Beelzebub's absorption is dangerous. It mentions Vikyr can only steal up to 3 abilities for now. Vikyr ponders Beelzebub's ability, recognizing its potential to steal skills. The hellhound's corpse lies motionless, drained of blood from Beelzebub's ravenous hunger. Vikyr shouts W8 as he realizes Beelzebub is still absorbing blood. You can't devour all of it. Vikyr examines the hellhound's corpse, concerned about Beelzebub's consumption. All of it. If it's too damaged, I can't explain it. Vikyr shouts enough, realizing Beelzebub has absorbed another ability, the burn injury of Cerberus. Vikyr notices the 3rd slot has been filled. High-speed regeneration, I guess it consumed the sewer rat. Vikyr grins, stating, it's a great achievement to have the burn injury skill. Vikyr stands beside the drained hellhound corpse, stating, now, we wait until the test is over. The young hounds, having completed their practical examinations, return to Baskerville. The young hounds receive rewards made from monsters they hunted, but who is watching them? Back at Baskerville, the young hounds' rewards astonish the onlookers. An authoritative voice booms, who caught what? The Baskerville family is shocked. Vikyr 8 hunted Cerberus after accidentally crossing into a restricted area. Even family knights avoid Cerberus. An old man asks how Vikyr was able to obtain poison to kill Cerberus. He says the hunting journal has no details. A mysterious figure observes Vikyr, amused. That little brat is already so sly. The butler is confused when someone says, LA would be so talented. He responds, pardon. The authoritative voice continues, that means mutts can come from royal bloodlines, do you understand? Someone apologizes, then requests a mood booster. I'll summon Master Vikyr. Someone asks Vikyr, I heard you caught the Cerberus during your practical exam. Someone from the Baskerville family ponders, exam, how did you do that? Vikyr smiles, I put chocolate on my wooden spear. The old man questions, oh ho, is that why you asked for chocolate before? The man questions Vikyr's actions, asking, why is that? Vikyr responds coldly, it is because he is not my master. The authoritative voice asks who Vikyr's master is. Vikyr replies, the clan master is my master. Vikyr thinks to himself, yes, finally I'll be able to obtain what I want. The old man opens the large book. He's likely looking for more answers. Vikier, his eyes glowing red, repeats, "The 10,000 epistle library, huh?" An authoritative voice warns Vikier that access is restricted to the library. Vikier resolves to sneak in when someone grants permission. Vikier is surprised, then a voice reminds him to read the Baskerville 6 technique from the library. Doubts linger, would the Hugo I know let a bastard read it? Vikier thinks to himself that Hugo is stronger now, using the 7th technique. Vikier recalls his past life of discrimination, resolving to surpass Hugo this time. The first Patriarch's swordsmanship textbook contains knowledge to control the 7 calamities. The Patriarch anticipates Vikier's success. Vikier responds, vowing to exceed expectations, his eyes burning with determination. Chapter 9 opens, revealing silent guards standing vigil before imposing doors. Vikier steps into the 10,000 epistle library. It's my first time here in person, he thinks. Vikier reaches for a book, he thinks, the swordsmanship knowledge I craved is here. Even with mana, illegitimate children can't surpass the 4th technique, they say. A chained textbook rests on a pedestal. Vikier wonders, is this it? Vikier recalls, Hugo gave me the 6th technique swordsmanship book. He smirks. Vikier reflects on past training. He states, I stopped the flow of mana after the 4th tooth. Vikier wonders if the limited flow stopped him from mastering the 5th tooth. Vikier smiles deviously and thinks, I don't care about the 6th technique. It's for something more. 2 guards look surprised as Vikier exits. Huh, young Master Vikier, you came out already. Vikier casually declares, I've finished what I came here for. The guards look surprised and suggest he stays longer. Vikier tells the guards he might read more to allay their worries. The guards murmur that the library contains miscellaneous texts. One guard thinks that if he were Vikier, he'd look at swordsmanship books. He doubts Vikier understands the books. The scene cuts to a wider shot of the library, a treasure hidden amongst the countless dusty books. Vikier overhears someone walking behind him as he leaves the library. Huh. Vikier stares intently at a book in his hand. I found it, he proclaims. Vikier holds a tattered book. It contains the basics of the 1st technique, useless due to missing pages. Vikier smirks, a knowing glint in his eye, but I know the true worth. Vikier remembers finding a relic as part of the Hound Squad. It was on Rouge et Le Noir Mountain. That page with Baskerville handwriting led Hugo on a wild goose chase. This book, passed down by Baskerville ancestors, contains the 10th technique. Hugo sought this power desperately. Hugo released hounds and recovered the remaining 6 pages of the technique. After so many hounds sacrificed, all missing pages for the 10th technique went to Hugo. Turning around, Vikier faces the figure. Dressed in a long coat, it's Hugo. Hugo's eyes glow red as he says, good job. Vikier grits his teeth, thinking it was a stupid life. Vikier realizes, the reason I couldn't get past the 4th was lack of the real book. Vikier knows using the missing pages transforms flawed knowledge into mastery. I reached the highest level. Looking at the book, Vikier thinks, I need my power back by 15. Outside, night fades as dawn breaks. Victory is at hand, but only if Vikier grows stronger. Vikier slams the book shut. This is enough, he says, a determined glint in his eyes. Vikier realizes, did I focus for the whole day? He's glad to memorize it all. Vikier is alone in the library. He thinks, I can't draw 10 teeth with this young body. The mysterious glowing man stands before Vikier. So it's finally time, Vikier wonders. Energy surges from Vikier, overflowing with power he couldn't access before. His eyes glow with newfound strength. The panel shows the Baskerville 1st technique and then the 2nd technique. Power radiates as Vikier cycles through Baskerville's 3rd and 4th techniques. Vikier's eyes glow with red energy. He reflects, my previous life was pathetic. Vikier recalls, I couldn't learn a suitable sword technique because I was illegitimate. He thinks, that's the reason. Vikier leaps forward with a new resolve. Do you think I'll live that life again? Vikier's power awakens Hugo Baskerville. With red eyes, he looms closer, his presence suffocating. An explosion of power erupts as Vikier awakens the long-dormant Baskerville bloodline. Vikier, panting, unleashes his power. That's enough, he thinks, eyes burning with fierce determination. Vikier strides forward, the awakening Baskerville bloodline radiating power around him. Vikier pants, feeling exhausted. It's still weak, he thinks, wondering if he drew the fifth tooth. A surge of heat courses through Vikier's body. He wonders, is there a sword here? Vikier stands at the stairs, confident in his progress. I've finally drawn the fifth tooth. Vikier realizes his swordsmanship has leveled up significantly. Looks like I've reached another level. He realizes he has reached the graduator level at the age of 8. His solid aura begins to graduator, becoming denser. Vikier thinks his swordsmanship is much better than before regression. I won't be stopped at the fifth technique. He recognizes that piercing fang, while powerful, had drawbacks. However, lurking ambush has no such limitations. Graduator knows he can challenge a mid-class graduator if he wanted to. Vikier thinks he needs to keep his true power hidden for now. He prepares a gift for Hugo, a promise of what's to come. Vikier focuses, his eyes glowing red with determination to grow stronger. Vikier smirks, teeth bared, his red eyes glinting dangerously. Hugo, your end is coming. Vikier believes Hugo will struggle to reach the 10th technique. That excludes me, of course. Someone asks Vikier what he's doing. He casually replies that he burned a book with a magnifying glass. The servants are relieved he was only burning what they deem useless books. Vikier is questioned about his actions. He's asked if they aren't preoccupied with the Morgue clan and the ruby mines. Vikier tells the servants to keep what he did a secret between them. The servants agree. 2 servants praise Vikier's kindness and consideration for the workers. Vikier smirks, his red eyes betraying a darker intention. Vikier stands before John Barrymore and another figure. The man smirks, asking if Vikier had an enlightening experience. John Barrymore smirks, observing Vikier closely. He asks, tell me what you've learned in the library. John is surprised and wonders if Vikier has manifested his aura. Aura signifies entry into the world of swords. John is puzzled by his own reaction to Vikier's aura. He's just an 8-year-old. John asks if Vikier can demonstrate what he learned. Vikier smiles, answering, of course. Suddenly, they're transported to what appears to be an arena. The Baskerville children look around in surprise. A servant asks John how he will test the young master's skills. John reveals his plans to test Vikier with a monster. The young Baskervilles look worried, a monster. John remarks that he prepared a hungry and feisty opponent for Vikier. A hulking, chained monster is dragged into the arena. A caged orc with glowing red eyes is revealed to be Vikier's opponent. Risk rating C. The Baskerville children are shocked at the sight of the orc. An orc. John addresses the crowd, stating the guardian knights can step in if needed. The orc is chained, its red eyes burning with rage. It drools, ready to attack anything in sight. The orc roars ferociously, ready to attack Vikier without hesitation. Vikier prepares to face the orc with his sword. Vikier scoffs at the orc, unimpressed. He clearly underestimates his opponent. HMPH. Vikier moves with incredible speed, dodging the orc's attack with ease. The other children are shocked as the orc is suddenly attacked. Blood splatters as Vikier moves with blinding speed. The orc's leg is sliced open, blood splattering as Vikier's sword finds its mark. His attack was too fast to follow. The orc is shocked, its leg severely wounded. Goog, the orc has never experienced pain or bleeding before. Vikier knows the orc's high-speed regeneration is useless. C-class monsters can't stop a B-class hellhound's hemorrhage. The young Baskervilles are in disbelief. He's only 8. How is he so strong? Vikier realizes John is still trying to understand what he's learned. I'll show you what you want. Everyone is silent. John looks at Vikier and wonders what he just saw. Is that? The orc is on the ground, shocked and bleeding. Red aura emanates from the wound. The orc is sent flying backward, defeated by Vikier's powerful aura blade. His red eyes burn with intensity. John feels the powerful shockwave from the aura blade attack. This is incredible. John is shocked that Vikier has already reached the level of sword expert. A genius is born. Another person speaks, disagreeing. Among all the families, there won't be another genius like this. Stop, Butler. Someone remarks that the orc's regeneration isn't working correctly. Another is confused and asks what. Someone comments Vikyr won because the orc was weaker. Another asks why he can't be happy. Looking back at John, Vikyr wonders, is there anything stronger than this orc? Vikyr looks up to the spectators, a tense, wait, father escapes him. Vikyr grins, scoffing at his opponent, isn't there anything stronger than an orc? The other children are shocked by his words. Vikyr thinks he needs to show off his powers to a certain degree. The patriarch thinks the orc is not enough for Vikyr, or perhaps he has other plans in mind. The patriarch asks if the creature captured during the barbarian raid is ready. His butler confirms, yes, there's just one left. A monstrous beast growls, its red eyes glowing menacingly. Bring it in. Vikyr realizes what the patriarch is planning. Two young masters look on with confused and worried expressions. A monstrous troll stands before Vikyr, chained but still menacing. A roar echoes. The troll glares at Vikyr with glowing red eyes, restrained by heavy chains. Vikyr asks the patriarch to begin immediately. The patriarch agrees, sure, go ahead. The troll's chains rattle ominously. The troll slams its fist into the ground with devastating power. A shockwave erupts. The troll roars, lunging forward, its red eyes burning with rage. An explosion of dust erupts as Vikyr dodges the troll's attack. He uses the opportunity to strike. Vikyr clicks his tongue in annoyance. The troll's attack was much stronger than anticipated. The audience expresses their dismay, wondering why Vikyr didn't take the opportunity to attack. What a shame. The patriarch notes, trolls have excellent regenerative power. He smirks, thinking it will be a good test. Vikyr knows only fatal attacks are worth it. He'll need a plan to hunt the troll. Vikyr narrowly dodges the troll's powerful blows. Is he simply trying to tire the massive beast out? The young masters are shocked by the patriarch's decision to test Vikyr with the troll. Vikyr realizes the troll is too slow. If I use my hidden strength, I can easily kill it. Vikyr realizes using the troll's strength against it is the most plausible plan. Vikyr prepares to strike the troll with a terrifying glare and readied stance. The audience remarks on his victory, but note the troll will regenerate quickly. Some think that killing the troll is too hard with only the first technique. Vikyr realizes the first technique won't work and slowly killing it is pointless. That's enough, the patriarch calls out. The patriarch hears Vikyr, but the fight isn't over yet. Vikyr's eyes glow, I think I'm near an epiphany. Vikyr admits if the next attack doesn't work, he'll give up. All right, he says. The troll roars again, its power immense. Vikyr thinks, how much of my power should I expose? Vikyr is mid-battle against the troll, experiencing a powerful epiphany during the fight. As the troll bares its teeth, Vikyr prepares to strike. I wonder how Hugo will react to this. The troll lunges to attack, fangs bared and red eyes burning with rage. Vikyr prepares to strike a final blow. Vikyr leaps forward, sword in hand, a powerful red aura surrounding him. Everyone is shocked by the display of power. The life of a Baskerville is formulaically set. Normally, hounds wield the first technique when imbuing mana at 15. Vikyr smiles wryly, knowing he surpassed normal expectations. Achieving the second technique so young is quite a feat. Vikyr says, I did it. A panel shows the shocked patriarch who wonders what happened. The troll lays defeated. Vikyr stands victorious, proving his incredible talent. A week passes. Vikyr is forced to eat meager rations as a result of his victory. Vikyr grimaces, I can never get used to this miscellaneous meat porridge. The other children are gossiping about him. Vikyr notices everyone distancing themselves after his display of power. He knows that power is everything in this family. It was nice to see Hugo taken aback. The patriarch is shocked that Vikyr returned to his room so quickly. Vikyr thinks, what I've revealed is my second technique. Vikyr is mid-rank. Vikyr thinks he should be stronger than the average graduator after stealing the troll's regeneration. He also thinks he's been eating more. The triplets look horrified at the meager meal. They mutter, disturbed by his treatment. Vikyr's eyes glow red with fury. These bastards again, was last time not enough. The audience expresses how impressive it was that Vikyr defeated Cerberus and the troll. The other Baskerville children wonder if it was a two-faced technique. Vikir is getting goosebumps. Should I beat them up and then think about it? He is noticed by someone. Vikir looks up in surprise. Butler Barrymore. Barrymore looms over him, looking concerned. Barrymore tells Vikir he should hurry to the patriarch's room. Vikir is surprised and wonders what's happening. The title card appears, setting the stage for Vikir's bloody revenge story. A royal carriage adorned with the Baskerville family crest makes its grand entrance. An older man comments that it's been a while, you haven't changed at all. Adolf Morg, the Morg clan's patriarch by proxy, is introduced. He hopes the annual event proceeds smoothly. The older man scoffs, calling the injury but a scratch. He finds the Morg children. The renowned Morg clan and the iron-blooded Baskervilles were not always enemies. A past emperor said that magic and swords are a complementary pair. The annual training event involved children between the ages of 8 and 15. However, a problem arose. Adolf came in place of the patriarch. It seems a new genius has appeared. The older man brushes off the comment, saying, "It's not that big of a deal." Someone thinks, is he reacting to a... Adolf replies that the Morgs are also fortunate, having a genius in their hands. Camus come in. Camus walks forward, his footsteps echoing through the room. He appears calm and confident. Camus stands with his arms crossed, his red eyes conveying strength. He looks confident. Adolf introduces Camus. "This is my sister Rispani's daughter." Someone asks if she'll greet the patriarch. The silence is broken when Camus, fueled by anger, accuses the Baskerville clan of theft. Camus is demanding something back, with his hand outstretched towards the Baskervilles. A close-up reveals Camus's menacing glare, fueled by accusations. "Thief," she says, staring at the Baskervilles. An hour and 42 minutes ago she got off the carriage. Annoying chin beard, thief. The older man attempts to defuse the situation, saying there seems to be a misunderstanding. Camus is taken aback, stammering. A voice booms out, "Enough." A close-up reveals Vikir's piercing red eyes radiating power. The older man retorts that the Morgs don't teach manners. "What do you plan on doing to a child?" The older man questions if the Morgs are threatening a child, clicking his tongue in disapproval. Vikir ascends the stairs, his eyes set on the group seated above. Trouble brews. A man announces that he has brought the young master to the patriarch. Confused, the older man questions Vikir's sudden outburst. "Hey, what did you just say?" Vikir seems to be taken aback by the introduction. Camus," he stutters, looking at her with a surprised expression. Vikir pauses, processing Camus's appearance. "Is she? What's with that stupid face?" She's hailed as a genius among the Morg, raising countless mages. At her peak, she was unstoppable. Vikir thinks she's beautiful. She even manipulated the imperial family. He thinks she's just a child right now. Camus is furious and demands, "Why's the ruby mine yours? It's mine." The older man seems unbothered by the situation. Vikir wonders to himself, a tantrum. Camus, with a determined glint in her eyes, declares she'll explain the mine ownership. "To a stupid mutt like you." The mysterious figure responds to Camus's demand with a casual, "That sounds fun." A grand, frozen landscape of the Morg clan appears, showcasing their magical prowess. Vikir is shocked, uttering, "Ooh." Camus declares she'll explain everything simply, showcasing an elaborate ice sculpture. Vikir quietly thinks, an ice sculpture. Camus scoffs, "I thought we were going to fight." She explains about the ruby mine. Camus explains that the ruby mine is situated beneath Baskerville territory. Someone proposes paying rent for the ruby mines. The man scoffs, but Vikir realizes something. Rubies are used for magical ingredients. Camus questions if they want money. "It's a tragedy if you think that," she asks. "Right?" Vikir exclaims, "What?" Camus shouts about rubies, stating Baskervilles don't need them. The ruby mines are on Baskerville land. Camus is angered by Vikir's words, gritting her teeth in silent fury. Camus declares that Vikir will understand who owns the ruby mine now. She claims that land is hers. Camus stares intensely, a confused expression etched on her face, and asks, "Here, then whose arm is this?" Camus is starting to get furious. She asks Vikir whose arm she's holding. Vikir, with a confident smirk, responds to her claim. Mine, of course. Camus's outburst echoes with magical energy, creating a palpable pressure. She seems serious. Camus, flustered, angrily denies Vicur's words. Why would I be yours, stupid? The older man on the left reacts angrily, while the man on the right remains calmer, observing the tense situation. Camus brandishes a dagger, her red eyes shining with intensity. I'm saying your arm's mine. Camus is shocked by Vicur's bold claim. Adolf is equally surprised, his expression darkening with barely contained rage. The patriarch and John Barrymore are in disbelief. Vicur's eyes glow red as he claims, I'm saying that your arm is mine. Camus's eyes glow red as she says, what? A sword at her throat. Camus is screaming as a knife comes for her neck. Will she be assassinated? Camus screams for her uncle, a voice booms calling her a fool. Get away from my niece. With eyes glowing red, Vicur is serious and focused. What is he planning? Before Vicur could act, Camus is protected by her uncle. Her uncle holds her, his expression furious. Camus shouts to her uncle that Vicur tried to cut her arm. The Marquis is stunned. The Marquis is shocked. Vicur is smiling maniacally with a knife as the Marquis says, son, I think you've gone too far with that joke. The Marquis apologizes, dismissing the attack as a common joke. He is shocked. A toy. Camus is protected by her uncle and is now tearing up. He questions their sanity. The patriarch says he did not mean to make her cry, calling it child's play. The patriarch coughs blood. John Barrymore mentions his ideas regarding the ruby mines to shock the morgue members. Camus, tearing up, says friendly duels must occur first. She glares, declaring she won't forget this. Vicur smirks. The arena is prepared and ready. The duels between Baskervilles and morgues begin. However, everyone's attention turned elsewhere for the friendly duels this year. It's the Morgue clan. The heirs are facing off, each with their own agenda. Will these friendly duels remain civil? The Morgue clan requested practical training rules. This showcase is a duel between the clan's geniuses. The sound of the bell echoes loudly. Get ready. Once I get ready, I won't hold back. Before the duel starts, a magical circle glows with power. What kind of magic is this? Everyone is in disbelief, witnessing this display of magical quadra casting. What is this magic? Commentators are shocked that she's only 15 years old. She is a genius mage. As the patriarch and John watch, Camus screams, ha, unleashing her magic. Can she defeat him? Amidst the chaos of magical explosions, Vicur taunts, your spells are pretty flashy. Vicur calmly suggests focusing on one spell. Camus scoffs, calling him an idiot who doesn't understand magic. Camus shouts sand wall, creating a defensive barrier. Vicur calls her magic harsh. Camus is in disbelief. He broke through the sand wall so easily. Camus is sent flying from the explosion. The Baskerville basked in the river Styx. As Camus reflects on her defeat, she realizes, I let my guard down, but what's going on? As Camus is sent flying, Vicur is seen lunging towards her at great speed. Camus is sent flying through the air. The Marquis is shocked, exclaiming, a flick. Camus is crying after the flick. She is upset and humiliated. Why'd you flick me? Vicur smirks, taunting, your forehead might hurt. What is he planning now? Camus coughs, suggesting they stop before things get out of hand. Sandwall X2. Camus is sent to the ground, hurt from the flick. Vicur scoffs, what's the point if I just go around it? Vicur says, well, I guess I'll play along. A grin spreads across his face. Vicur lands a crushing blow. Camus screams in pain as she crashes to the ground, defeated. Vicur breaks through the sand wall, asking, whose arm just crossed this wall? Someone says, is the stronger individual. As Camus winces from the hit, her forehead throbbing. Camus is sent flying back and crashes down. Vicur smiles as he stands over her. Camus is down, growling in frustration. She's been defeated by Vicur. What will she do? Camus screams she'll kill him. Vicur thinks dealing with children is much harder. Vicur thinks of how causing an issue might backfire. Maybe it's best to let others handle the situation. Before anyone can react, a massive explosion engulfs the arena. Vicur declares he'll slice through her magic. He notes the useful magic users. Camus cries out in frustration, tears streaming down her face. Why aren't you getting hit? Camus is running after him and shouts, "You bastard, don't run away, face me." Vikyr says, "Let's see if you can slice this." As Vikyr thinks now, an explosion is above Camus and someone else. "Come at me." Camus stares wide-eyed in disbelief. Vikyr stands amidst the explosions, advising her to have a defensive spell ready. Camus looks up confused. Suddenly, a foot comes crashing down. The Marquis shouts no, reacting to Camus's defeat by Vikyr in the duel. The entire arena explodes. Is this the end of the friendly duel? The Baskerville children are transported into a grand, fiery arena. The Morgue clan members are shocked. They can't believe their eyes, screaming out Lady Camus. Echoing in the arena, Camus realizes who it is. Is this Uncle's voice? What should I do? Camus protected herself with a spell, but the flames burned away all of her clothes. She begins to tear up. The smoke obscures everything. If they saw her after, what would they think? Camus is ashamed, knowing she'll be a joke to everyone. Please, someone help me. Camus' eyes widen with tears, shocked at who she sees standing before her. Why you? Vikyr tosses his jacket towards Camus. Put this on for now, he says. Vikyr says he doesn't care about her being exposed, as Camus wonders why he's helping. Vikyr notices a scratch on his arm, made stronger by the river Styx. As Camus sits on the ground, the Morgue clan leaders look on with grave expressions. They seem worried for Camus' safety. The Morgue clan leaders are relieved that Camus is okay, but something is off. The Baskerville children acknowledge Vikyr's strength, attributing it to the river Styx's influence on him. The Morgue clan's leader is impressed by Vikyr's physique at such a young age. Walking down the Baskerville halls, a man asks Vikyr, "How was the battle with the lady of the Morgue clan?" The man states he now understands the event's purpose again after Vikyr's fight. The man asks why Vikyr didn't go for a clear blow. Vikyr admits he was confused about dealing with a lady. The man grips his arm, stating to take it as a lesson. Vikyr is in shock, wondering if Hugo cares about him. He can't remember his youth. It was rumored that Hugo's cold demeanor stemmed from tragic losses, his wife and daughter. Upstairs, someone says, "Well, that's not my problem though." Then another adds, "We should give the ruby mines away." Someone asks why Vikyr wants to give away the ruby mines' control. Someone brings up a problem. If we use the Morgue clan well, we can minimize losses. A plan is set in motion to manipulate monsters and barbarians into a region. With a sinister smile, the man says the Morgues will think twice before they dare enter their territory. The man is happy with Vikyr's plan, then admits it was originally his idea. Hugo states there's no need. He's been increasing the hounds scouting the area, but someone is left confused. Camus expresses her surprise at the patriarch's sudden arrival. She requests a conversation before returning. Camus is flustered, blushing and grabbing the patriarch's sleeve. Her heart pounds. The story unfolds through the Baskerville's castle windows, hinting at coming events. A man asks Camus about the deputy patriarch of the Morgue clan. The Morgue clan member asks, "Then what's the payment for opening up my territory?" He asks for an engagement. The idea of an engagement is raised. They ask which child they mean. The Morgue clan member praises his niece, Camus. He feels she would be a good fit for the Baskerville clan's small son. The Morgue clan member brings up the large age gap between Vikyr and Camus. Someone states the age difference is only 17 years. Then, Vikyr declares he will never marry someone weaker than his mother. Camus's uncle states that if she has to marry, it must be someone strong. He says that's my condition. The man states he wouldn't want a large age gap. Camus then says she has no intention of being messed with. Camus is lost in thought, blushing as she realizes something. The Baskerville members seem confused. Vikyr is confused by the talks of marriage. What are they even talking about? The deputy patriarch whispers to Camus not to accept the engagement with the Baskervilles. He says, "No, you better not." An onlooker voices, "He's a child with the Van surname, not Le descent." Hugo asks Vikyr what he thinks of the possible engagement with Camus. Vikyr pauses, contemplating the engagement proposal. His mind swirls with conflicting emotions. The deputy patriarch commands her to accept a marriage proposal. Accept. Hugo is furious at what Vikyr has done. He exclaims, "What, this bastard?" The patriarch discusses the importance of the intentions behind the engagement with his sons. Camus blushes, lost in her own thoughts. Vikyr, eyes filled with determination, begins to speak, a resolve forming. The patriarch speaks with unwavering authority, "Accept to do as I'm told." Camus seems anxious hearing the patriarch's ultimatum. The patriarch is enraged at Vikyr's defiance. He'll do as he's told. Camus is flustered by Vikyr's willingness. She wonders if he is shy. The patriarch speaks about the Baskerville lineage and dismisses titles. He questions, "Are you certain about that, about this child?" Vikyr's sharp eyes focus, plotting as he thinks of the Morg clan's patriarch, Adolf Morg, Six-Circle Mage. Master of the Morg clan, a powerful mage, speaks in a serious tone. "Child, I don't think it's wise to tell you this, but..." The Morg clan emphasizes, "We can't have just anyone as Camus's husband. Engagement is a suggestion between clans, they are not satisfied." The patriarch wonders why Vikyr's body is so sturdy, yet he doesn't answer. Vickers coldly states he stopped listening a while ago. Camus is shocked by Vikyr's bold statement in front of her uncle. The Morg clan deputy patriarch laughs, an unsettling sound that fills the room. He then asks for a moment to speak with Vikyr. The deputy patriarch asks Vikyr for a moment to speak to him privately. Camus begs her uncle to stop, but he tells her to stay still. He says it was bound to happen. The Morg clan deputy patriarch asks the Baskerville patriarch for an opportunity. Vikyr says, "If you're that adamant," his red eyes glinting with an unknown intention. The Baskerville family estate standing proudly against the sunset. What could be about to happen? The deputy patriarch calls Vikyr forward. "Child of Baskerville, show me everything." Vikyr accepts the challenge, saying, "Yes, I understand." He thinks to himself, "If I showed everything, you might pass out." The deputy patriarch smiles, conjuring magic. "I'll give you a handicap." Camus watches in disbelief, recognizing the intricate magic. "That's my uncle." She is impressed by his skill. The deputy patriarch of the Morg clan challenges Vikyr. "I'll duel you with this." The deputy patriarch says, "If you manage to force a single drop to fall, it's your victory." Vikyr watches intently. The Baskerville patriarch reveals, this is why Hugo accepted their request. Vikyr wonders about his win rate against Adolf Morg before his regression. The deputy patriarch taunts, "Come at me then." He knows an assassination has a 50% chance. He thinks there's no need to go all out. The deputy patriarch lies on the ground after Vikyr's attack. Let's see his true power. Camus watches, shocked. Vikyr is charging straight towards her uncle. "You can't run straight towards uncle." Vikyr slams down on the deputy patriarch. Below, the patriarch questions Camus's earlier comment. The deputy patriarch believes shield magic is best against swordsmen. Vikyr realizes it'll be difficult to pierce it with most aura swords. The deputy patriarch readies his magic. "Now why don't I go on?" he asks. The deputy patriarch asks, "The offense." Camus shouts, surprised by her uncle's attack. Camus is angry. "You never use magic like this when I duel you." The deputy patriarch sweats, asking whose side she's on. The deputy patriarch rages, promising no forgiveness. He sees Vikyr's speed. Is it enough? Vikyr is surprised by the deputy patriarch's power. The deputy patriarch plans to use Vikyr's youth against him. Vikyr stares, his eyes glowing crimson. "I might even be able to kill him." Vikyr's sword clashes against the deputy patriarch's magic barrier with intense power. Vikyr's sword glows with power. He prepares to unleash a devastating attack. The deputy patriarch smirks confidently. "It'll be the same no matter what you do." His shield magic flares with power. Vikyr unleashes a powerful strike. A shockwave of energy blasts from his sword. The deputy patriarch looks surprised. Is he attacking the same spot without any error, his machine-like movements? The deputy patriarch admits Vikyr's focus is impressive, however, he clutches his sword tightly. Vikyr pours all his focus into a single powerful point. Crackling energy explodes. The deputy patriarch taunts Vikyr, declaring his defense impenetrable. But Vikyr is against an extraordinary opponent. Camus cries out in surprise as the deputy patriarch smiles sadistically. "You have talent, but you're too weak." The deputy patriarch is confused as liquid pours over his head. A piece of the sword pierced the pot. The deputy patriarch is soaked. Vikyr smiles, clarifying that he was talking about the clay pot. Camus is shocked and speechless after witnessing Vikyr's unexpected show of power. Camus wonders if the duel's outcome means marriage. She's flustered. Vikyr considers it a coincidence. The deputy patriarch wonders how it was possible. Vikyr stares, a smirk slowly forming. The deputy patriarch is shocked, realizing Vikyr is stronger than he thought. 7 years have passed since Vikyr's regression, now at the Baskerville training grounds. A monstrous aura erupts, the orc's eyes glow with a terrifying, bloodthirsty rage. With a terrifying roar, the troll leaps down towards the Baskerville children. The troll's roar is suddenly cut short, as a blade pierces through its head. The monstrous bear crashes through the air, its teeth bared in rage. The Baskerville children attack the bear, their swords ablaze with red aura. Vikyr strikes the bear, his blade imbued with a crackling red aura. The monster falls as John Barrymore observes with a grim, "Ahem." Staffordshire barks at Vikyr to not attack vital points first when fighting. The Baskerville children are scattered as a powerful shockwave blasts through the arena. Vikyr is blasted away by the shockwave as the Baskerville triplets watch, unimpressed. The bear growls, its red eyes burning with rage. Their aura is dark crimson, John observes. The triplets strike at Vikyr, their eyes gleaming with Baskerville bloodlust. Blood splatters the training grounds as Vikyr's fight leaves a brutal aftermath. The instructor claps. "Good work everyone, all of you are now low-rank sword experts." John Barrymore dismisses the children, announcing the end of the 7-year training. He warns of a wilder oxbear on Rouge et le Noir mountain. John ominously warns the children the oxbear is nothing to what awaits them. John Barrymore dismisses the Baskerville children with an ominous statement, "That is all." The Baskerville cadets give a farewell salute as they embark on their journey. There are 7 knight orders within the Baskerville clan, each serving a purpose. 2 of the Baskerville children discuss, "Think that bastard will go?" One asks, "Who?" He responds, obviously, Vikyr Van Baskerville. Vikyr sits on the fallen monster, his sword planted firmly by his side. Vikyr questions something he overhears, as the other Baskerville children whisper amongst themselves. Vikyr reflects on his growth, noting that he's already mastered the 3rd technique. Vikyr realizes his current hidden level is graduate intermediate at the 5th technique. John Barrymore approaches Vikyr after his impressive display. "The Patriarch is looking for you, young master," he announces. John Barrymore states ominously, "I believe your assignment has been decided." Vikyr's eyes gleam red with determination. All right, he prepares to meet with the Patriarch. Vikyr enters the room. The Patriarch is sitting in a chair waiting. He greets her with a calm, "Long time no see." Vikyr asks the Patriarch, "How have you been, Patriarch?" She responds, The Patriarch touches his nose, flinching. "One of the archers got the better of me." The ominous woman replies, not taking credit but reveals she gave her a scar. "Anyway, congratulations on graduating." Vikyr politely says, "Thank you," as he thinks of his future assignment. Before regressing, he served as a pitbull knight on Rouge et le Noir for 21 months. Vikyr recalls being sent into battle like an expendable mutt. The Baskervilles are divided into elite and expendables at 15. Vikyr remembers elite Baskervilles mature slower than expendables. His swordsmanship was limited to the 4th technique. The Patriarch thinks, "There was no way Hugo would let me, an illegitimate child. My son," she suggests, "lower house of parliament." Vikyr seems confused. "By the lower house of parliament you mean?" he inquires. Vikyr questions why Hugo would choose him for an elite course. The Patriarch explains his post. The Patriarch offers Vikyr a chance which he accepts, but she hesitates, mentioning the Morgue clan and ruby mines. The Patriarch ponders Vikyr's suggestion. "You mean how you screwed over Adolph Morgue?" she inquires. The Patriarch responds to Vikyr, "That's correct. May I borrow it once?" Vikyr is surprised by the Patriarch's humility. "If this is too much of a request, you do not have to grant it." The Patriarch finishes stamping a document. "I trust you will not do anything foolish, my son." Vikyr mutters to himself, Hugo fulfilling his wish was impossible before regression. As Vicyr walks with John, John breaks the silence, young master. John Barrymore calmly responds, "The patriarch treasures you immensely, young master." John replies calmly, but Vicyr understands the unspoken pressure of his mission. Vicyr thinks it's good because as deputy consul, he can safely hone his skills. "I'm not interested in current events." Vicyr remembers his execution. He intends to return the favor to those responsible. Vicyr's eyes glow crimson with murderous intent. Hugo Le Baskerville. Vicyr has been assigned deputy consul of Underdog, a Baskerville territory. This puts him in charge of the city's administration. John Barrymore orders the staff to clean Underdog before Vicyr's arrival. The staff are surprised to learn that Vicyr is only 15 years old. Vicyr arrives in Underdog and sees staff with brooms. A staff member stops Vicyr, asking if he's someone's kid. Vicyr's eyes glow red as he commands them to remove their hand. The staff are shocked as Vicyr grabs the man's hand. This is Yahello. The staff worry about Vicyr's early arrival as he orders a party. Vicyr, carrying a briefcase and sword, descends the stairs. The staff members watch with worried expressions and hold their brooms. The staff get ready as the tables are laden with food and drinks. At the party, people laugh unaware of Underdog's secretary, Chihuahua Baskerville, who's very upset by the recent turn of events. Unbeknownst to the partygoers, some staff members are worried as they toast. They are concerned about Vicyr's appointment and past corruption. Someone thinks holding a party at the workplace is just too much. What troublemaker is he? Vicyr asks with glowing red eyes, "Are you the General Secretary?" The General Secretary, Chihuahua Baskerville, is shocked by Vicyr's sudden arrival and title. "I'm Vicyr Van Baskerville." Chihuahua Baskerville stares wide-eyed. "Why you don't have a middle name?" he notes with concern. Vicyr thinks to himself about his name and what it means to the Baskerville clan. Not again. Chihuahua notes Vicyr's arrival before claiming to have scanned his personal information. Vicyr surprises Chihuahua, revealing he grew up in Underdog. "You must know everything." Vicyr assures the shocked Chihuahua that he understands hard work. He trusts that he will continue to do a good job. Another staff member wonders if this party is a form of harassment. Chihuahua is shocked. "Why you read through all of that already?" Vicyr thinks about the illegal businesses in Underdog. That is the problem. The staff know that simply stopping the illegal businesses isn't enough. Vicyr declares he will add a new law, leaving Chihuahua to wonder what it could be. Vicyr intends to cripple the underground economy within a week, but needs a reason for the law. Vicyr's eyes glow with malice. He will lay out poop for the flies. Chihuahua is concerned about Vicyr's intentions. What is he planning for Underdog? The atmosphere of Underdog's downtown Dortsmall Street is growing noisy. The townspeople are shocked by Vicyr's statement and upcoming law. What will happen now? The townspeople and staff are confused by Vicyr's actions. What is he planning? Vicyr addresses the crowd, announcing, "Listen up, I'm the newly appointed deputy consul." People murmur, "But he's so young." The townspeople whisper, questioning Vicyr's capabilities due to his young age. Vicyr states, "I believe you have all seen this notice." The men speculate he's probably gonna be lobbied pretty soon too. The man argues with Vicyr and then wishes that Chihuahua was the consul. Vicyr stays quiet, prompting a townsman to question his ability. The townsman wonders how such a young kid will carry out the law. Vicyr raises his sword, and the townspeople are confused by this uncharacteristic display of strength and power. Vicyr unleashes his sword, creating a powerful shockwave, a sign of things to come. The townspeople's faces show shock and fear as Vicyr's sword releases a powerful shockwave. The sword is plunged deep into the earth. Two onlookers behind are shocked at the raw power. Vicyr declares he will announce something special using the authority of deputy consul. Vicyr declares Vicyr Special Law Section 1 Clause 1. He will award 100 million gold. The townspeople are anxious, witnessing Vicyr's display. What will the deputy consul's special law entail? The townspeople exclaim in shock at Vicyr's incredibly large reward, 100 million. Vicyr's sword is now deeply embedded into the ground. It has split the earth. The crowd is surprised by the Vikir's special law. Some people wonder if it's a bluff. He scoffs at the crowd, asking if no one wants 100 million gold. No one takes the challenge. Vikir sighs, I guess it can't be helped. Vikir asks if anyone will accept now. He begins to laugh, amused no one will take the reward. The crowd is shocked at Vikir's offer, wondering if he's making a mockery of them. Vikir thinks about how everyone is too embarrassed to collect 1 billion gold. Why are we embarrassed? Vikir stares down at the crowd after receiving no response. In that case, he thinks, preparing to take action. Vikir reaffirms the large reward. The person who pulls this stake will be rewarded. Vikir's red eyes scan the crowd. They're silent, shocked by the sheer scale of the reward. Whispers break out among the crowd. Should I try it? Is it a joke? The crowd continues to whisper, observing Vikir. They think there must be a trick or it's a trap. Vikir's aide is shocked. Deputy Consul, we don't have that much money. A hand hesitantly reaches out. A little girl raises her hand, asking if she can try removing the stake. The crowd recognizes her as Judy, the flower girl, and tells her off. She says she needs the money for her sick mother. Judy pleads for someone to care for her mother if she fails. An old man looks at her, shocked by her selfless request. Vikir towers over Judy, creating an unsettling atmosphere. He wouldn't kill me, right? Judy wonders worriedly. Judy thinks she's volunteering to be a fool but wants to be paid. Vikir tells her, pull it out. Judy strains to pull the stake, her small hands gripping the wood. She's giving it her all. Judy finally pulls the stake free. The crowd is shocked, muttering that it's done. Judy is shocked she pulled it out so easily. Vikir watches with glowing red eyes. Judy trembles, she wonders if she'll be killed now that she's pulled it. Vikir observes the girl and stake. Judy is distraught, thinking of the reasons for execution. She apologizes to her mother. Judy begins to cry, relieved that the stake is out. Vikir hands her a bag of money. Judy is surprised and wonders what is happening. Vikir tells Judy to tell him her address so they can ship the gold. Vikir pats Judy on the head, promising her protection for her reward. He states the law must always be obeyed. Vikir smiles at Judy, the people gasp in shock. She's actually going to be rewarded. The crowd is shocked by the series of events that occurred before them. Vikir's stunt increased the fame of the Vikir special law. Vikir's actions are restoring faith in underdog. The citizens whisper praise. After the Vikir special law was put in place, the crime rate was halved. Chihuahua is relieved, praising Judy's daring act. He comments on the Eastern language in Vikir's special law. Vikir reflects on how to leave a lasting impression and get attention. That was the result. Vikir is told to calm down. He thinks that would have been Camus's performance. He recalls that the people never liked the previous consul. The problems are only just beginning. Vikir needs to get back the money he gave to Judy, right? Chihuahua is curious how Vikir knows where the criminal businesses are. Vikir touches his nose. I can smell them. Vikir thinks the regions were surveyed prior to his regression. I know them well. A man reports to Vikir that the Youth Autonomy Association has requested a meeting. Vikir thinks, I guess it was time. Vikir learns the Youth Autonomy Association consists of 7 native Baskerville families. Vikir says, I guess the young masters over there have something to say about my special law. Vikir smirks, his eyes glowing red. Then shall we annihilate the pests eating at the city? Vikir looks down with a sinister smile, his red eyes gleaming with malice. Deep inside, a private room awaits. The air crackles with unspoken tension and simmering anticipation. The party at the VVIP lounge cost 10 million gold for 6 hours. Stack them up, bring everything. A man gleefully announces, let's make another tower today. The Pyramid of Don Quixote Perignon 666 is complete. Each bottle costs a fortune. The blonde man smirks, saying, no matter how much I spend, it replenishes. We can do this all thanks to the Baskervilles. A man raises his wine glass. Slaves continue to grow, it's easy to kidnap barbarians. One man boasts, this club is better than the clubs in the capital. The blonde man sneers, seriously, they're idiots who only know swords. They gloat that the loyal Mesimaginero clan was devastated by the Baskerville massacre. One of the men boasts, thanks to that there are only 7 clans now. One of the men asks if they've heard of the new deputy consul. The blonde man asks if Vicar was already causing trouble at 15. The blonde man suggests a plan, why don't we teach him a lesson? One man replies, that sounds like fun, as they discuss how to extort Vicar. The blonde man smirks, plotting, we'll say it was a joke and pay for the event. The group exits the VVIP lounge, ready to put their plans into motion. The men call for new company, dismissing the previous woman. Hey, come sit here this time. The men notice someone new is approaching the VVIP lounge and ask, who's he? A man responds, I don't think so, as Vicar walks into the lounge. The man grabs Vicar by the hair, a cruel grin on his face. Below, Vicar's eye glows with a burning red rage. The men are shocked by Vicar's presence as a violent aura crackles. The man holding Vicar exclaims, clearly confused by the situation. The men back away shocked. One struggles to speak, asking WH what? Vicar, standing calmly, announces, I'm Vicar van Baskerville. The man on the ground stares back, muttering, Vicar. The man cries, Deputy Consul, what are you doing here? Vicar replies, you called me here. The blonde man mocks, our Deputy Consul, amazing to think you would come here. The blonde man suggests they enact their plan to see Vicar struggle to pay. We'll force him to pay after the party. Vicar slams his hand on the table, declaring, stop the pointless chatter. With a burst of red energy, Vicar stops the table with his palm. Everyone is shocked, their faces registering fear and disbelief at Vicar's actions. The Pyramid of Don Quixote Perignon shatters. The bottles explode, sending wine showering everywhere. The explosive force of Vicar's power shatters the remaining bottles, sending shards everywhere. The men and woman recoil, frozen in terror at the sheer force of Vicar's power. The man wonders if Vicar manipulated mana to explode the tower, just by touching the table. Red energy flares around Vicar, a collective thought rings out, a graduator. The blonde man is shocked, realizing, what, I thought he was just 15. A man stutters, desperately trying to explain, we were going to pay for the drinks. Vicar's eyes blaze red as he declares, of course, you should be paying for your own drinks. The men are in shock, stammering, who would dare do such a thing? The blonde man speaks, suggesting they were ensuring Vicar isn't tempted by the city. With a powerful punch, Vicar silences the men with a devastating blow. Vicar clenches his fist, a bloody mess, but that's not the case the other way around. A man screams as Vicar asks if they are unmoved by having money and power. Vicar speaks, a dark aura surrounding him. That's because you've never seen true fear. With a swift kick, Vicar sends one of the men flying backward with a scream. Vicar steps on the man, blood splattering the floor. Do you know why I did this? The blonde man says Vicar will meet the same fate. They know why he did this. Vicar's intense red eyes pierce through the chaos. If you know, then you'll understand what I'll do next. Enraged by Vicar's power, the men scream, you bastard, ready to fight. The blonde man asks if Vicar thinks he can get away with his actions. Vicar lists their crimes: abduction, kidnapping, illegal slave trade, and insulting the Baskerville family. Vicar's strike lands, and a man coughs up blood, realizing what Vicar intends. Animals don't learn until you teach them. Vicar's red eyes glow menacingly as he stares down at the terrified men. Now, let's teach a disobedient creature. The 21st chapter begins, as Vicar travels down a long stone corridor. Their footsteps echo through the halls. Vikier grits his teeth, clearly irritated by something as John Barrymore looks concerned. The blonde-haired youth clutches the prison bars and threatens revenge on Vikier. The youth vows to kill Vikier, unforgiving of his imprisonment. A concerned man demands to know why he was beaten. Vikier asks if he went too far. Someone retorts that turning people into meatbags is wrong. Vikier says he's just beginning. The official looks at Vikier with a surprised, confused look on his face. Pardon. The official explains the village hall is wicked. The blonde behind bars sneers, judging their education, promising executions at sunset. The blonde youth is shocked by Vikier's cruelty. Vikier smiles, casually stating, "While I'm at it, I'll bury you and all your friends." The men behind bars plead, desperate for forgiveness. Please, forgive us just this once." The captured men beg for their lives, offering everything they have. Vikier wonders if their families will sit idly by. Those in power refuse to sponsor him. They will take their revenge by any means necessary. Ignoring the pleas, a man declares he'll make evidence if he can't find it. The world will soon change. He will be sent to battle soon and leave this place for the academy. They recount their crimes: bribery, blackmail, threats, assault, and even murder. The man says he's innocent until proven guilty. Vikier states, "You say that as if you've done the crime." The blonde youth says that Vikier wouldn't damage the family, even if he dies. Vikier is greeted with "Deputy Consul, sir." He turns to see an old man asking if he's here. The man delivers a grim message. "Your custom order is ready, sir." A man with a single eye grins. The custom order is apparently torture. Vikier's men are pleased by the results. An experienced torturer admits this is new, even after torturing people for 30 years. The torturer asks how he knows about such tools. Vikier claims they are common where he's from. The man asks if it's hell. The torturer will decline this time. He says his stomach won't handle it. Vikier asks where the blonde youth's unyielding expression has gone now that he's captured. The blonde youth's face is covered in blood as he stares blankly ahead. He demands silence with a sinister smile, blood dripping down his hands. Tears stream down the blonde youth's face, his mouth agape in fear. The rumors quickly spread. A rumor spreads amongst underdog citizens as they doubt Vikier will release them. The men wonder if he'll execute the children of the native families. The men consider the consequences of Vikier executing the 7 native family members. As the citizens foresaw, this was simply a power struggle between Vikier and the local powers. The situation will pass. The Youth Autonomy Association clans deliver an apology to the deputy consul. Everyone expected Vikier to release the 7 prisoners unscathed and face the patriarch's wrath. Flies buzz around the blonde youth, who is covered in blood and grime. But the rumor was premature, since 7 heads are placed on public display. The 7 heads, preserved with salt, display agony from prior torturous executions. The citizens of Underdog are terrified by the execution of the 7 families. Vikier declares the laws were in place, so no one should be surprised by the executions. He claims this will bring change. The old man declares they'll use their heads. Underdog City will be a bloodbath. Vikier tells Secretary Chihuahua to brace himself as he'll join the next strategy. Chihuahua is stunned. An older gentleman is shocked that he is Vikier's target, stating, "Me." An official questions Vikier's tactics. "Deputy Consul, sir, is this really the right strategy?" An official wearing a purple mask wonders, but, is this the right plan? An official walks forward to a platform carried by men, observing the scene. A lavish auction is about to begin. A woman in a mask holds a human prize. Shackled individuals await their fate. Someone is being sold at the auction. His glowing eyes display a burning rage. In the outskirts of Underdog City, a grand tent rises amidst bustling crowds. Inside, a slave auction is about to begin, hidden from the Baskerville family. Kidnapped barbarians, nobles, and commoners are now products for sale. Welcome to the circus. Among the onlookers, the Mont Blanc clan is present, recognizable by their unique signatures. The auction master examines the paperwork. "It seems you're here as a seller."